Good morning, YouTube. This is WhackMed19. I'm bringing you another short story. I used to work the night shift. I worked the night shift for several years, and on the way home, I'd be dead tired. Well, a stretch of road that I was on the way home from, or on the way home on, was under construction. It was under construction for a really long time. This in particular morning, it happened to be drizzling rain, just a real light amount of drizzle, enough that you had to leave it on intermittent at like the lowest setting with your windshield wipers, so that your windshield would be clean enough to see through. And we get to this one road. It's O'Malley Court. I don't think I'll ever forget that. And I see the minivan and I see the driver. I'm paying attention. I know what I'm doing. You pay attention to the other drivers. You see where they are looking. You look at where they're watching so that you can tell if they see you. And she doesn't. She's looking southbound at the southbound traffic or the northbound traffic, and I'm southbound, so she's looking to her right out the passenger window at the traffic, looking for a hole that she can get out into the roadway and so that she can travel north. Well, I'm traveling south, and I see her, so I take my foot off the gas. I'm like, there's no way that this woman is going to pull out in front of me. I was wrong, and she did. And so she pulls out in front of me, and I hit her in the B pillar, which is the bar that goes down right behind the driver's door. The A pillar is the front one, the B pillar is the next one, and however many on you have for your whatever kind of vehicle you have, each pole, metal pole that comes down, metal area that comes down is considered a pillar. It hit her in the B pillar, square in the B pillar, hit her right in the driver's side, door, back door. For those of you worried about it, eventually she's okay. So she pulls out in front of me. I T-bone her. Well, of course I'm not wearing my seatbelt because I don't do things like that, or maybe I am. I don't remember. And I hit the windshield. I hit the back windshield. It's called coup contre coup, with what my brain's doing inside my head, just rattling around like a BB in a can, and I'm all just disheveled. My brain is disheveled. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of weird. I didn't get knocked out, but I kind of wish I had. It hurt really bad, and I'm disoriented, and life is not great right now. And I look up, and my vehicle's attached to her vehicle, and it's past where it should be. I hit her going, good enough speed. It sucked. It was not good. And so I get out. I have to climb out the passenger side of my vehicle, my truck, a little Ford Ranger, and I walk up to her. I'm like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "My back hurts." Okay, so I pick up my truck radio, my ambulance radio, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm all swimmy headed. I don't know what's going on, but this bad thing happened at this spot." And so an ambulance crew is dispatched, a fire truck is dispatched, and law enforcement. And I'm like, "You're gonna have to, we're gonna need cutting tools." And I go sit down. I'm like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Something hurts." Oh, okay. So I relayed that information, and I go sit down, and somebody comes up to me, "Sir, are you gonna help her?" I'm like, "Not right now." Which, kind of would be unprofessional. I'm in uniform. I'm at this time I was an EMT. I'm qualified. I should be able to help her. No, I'm not qualified right now. My third grade's just erased from this event. Spaced out. So I sit there and I wait. And lady comes that's in charge of the fire truck. I know her. I'm like, "Hey, cool. Can you cut her out?" And like, "Yeah, can you crank your truck up and back it up?" Sure, why not? So I'm fighting with the ambulance crew a little bit later on about going to the hospital. They eventually drag me onto the hospital, which is a good idea. I wound up having a pretty severe concussion. The other lady wound up having worse injuries than that, but they got her fixed, and everything with her winds up being cool. However, I was working all night, and now I'm high on Percocet and Vicodin, I think. So I'm and life is it's really high for me. And so I'm like, "We got to go get a truck. I need a truck." So I go find the biggest red Ford F-150 with bucket seats, and it's me and my wife, and at this time one kid. We're gonna have another, and I've got bucket seats, so I can seat two in this truck. It's got great big mud tires. It's covered in mud, but it's just the most wonderful thing in the whole world for me. And I wake up the next morning after being high from having no sleep, having really good drugs, and having a concussion. What did I buy? I think they were going to crush this truck. The transmission was slipping. The truck was just stupid for me to buy that. And I wound up having to go back and argue with them at the dealership, and instead of giving me my money back, And instead of having to deal, with litigation because of me suing them or whatever, because I had a good case, I was so they were gonna have to do something to deal with me. They gave me credit so I could buy another truck, but always pay attention. Don't enter into legal contracts without reading the fine print. Don't enter into any kind of decision whenever you're not in a condition to enter into that kind of deal, that kind of especially when there's money involved. You just don't enter into those things when you're high, when you're chemically altered, when you're tired, or when your brain is concussed, or any combination of the three. It doesn't work out well for you. It may not work out as well for you as it did for me, but yeah, I bought a truck when I was high. How about that? Thanks, guys. Have a great day.